Got the greenhouse open. Look at this. All that. Look how tall the tomatoes are. That is insane. Okay, I'm going to do some pruning. We got a few little tomatoes coming on there, but I feel like there should be more. Got a baby squash. Got a baby squash right there. And they all have little babies and flowers on them, which is cool. I think the Organocide is working for the leaf miner flies. They're looking much better. But these things, I'm going to top them because they reached the top of the greenhouse, and I'm just going to prune them up a little bit. I'm going to cut all this. See this leaf miner damage? I don't know if you can see that. There's a little worm in there eating the leaf, and I'm cutting any of these I see off and throwing them in the garbage. Here's another one. Here's some more right here. There's a lot less of the damaged leaves because I've been getting rid of those and spraying with Organocide to kill the little flies. So I've also bought some tomato supports right here, and I'm thinking about, I gotta get these under control, so let me get busy. That's Organocide, so I'm gonna spray, prune up my tomatoes, the giant tomatoes, closing in on me. Okay, the job is done, but I have finished pruning, and I have sprayed everything with Organocide, and I'll show you what I did. I've got these little clips off of Amazon right here that I'm using. See how I've cleaned all that up and I've just pruned it, like chopped it right off at the top so that it will put more energy down here. I want some tomatoes, so I don't want just a bunch of green leaves. Okay, well, this is February the 5th. Look at that. Since I pruned them, they just grew right back. And look at all the new blossoms they have. Wow, check that out. Now what am I going to do with all this? I think I'm just going to have to put some more strings to support that. I have some tomatoes. Look how little tomatoes. Definitely making them. That's awesome. I got lots of little green tomatoes in here. Let's see over here. There's some under there. And then this plant, I think, is the determinate one. I think this is the Roma. It's steadily producing. Look at that. All of those. So I definitely have them on the way. These are a little bit more developed down here. Look. We'll have tomatoes very soon. I'm kind of suspecting that these are probably the beefsteak tomatoes, the big beef. They're doing okay. They're on their way up the string, but not like these, and not like the currant tomatoes. My goodness, the red currants. They're going completely crazy. What am I going to do? And over here we do have squash coming. I have been pollinating the squash and getting squash. So this is crazy. In February I'm getting squash. But I do have to come out in the morning. This one's going to bloom in the morning. And I come out and select, like, I'm going to use, like, this bloom right here is going to be a male. So I just pollinate, take the pollen off the male and pollinate the female. And then I get a squash, which I've been picking those. So this is awesome. I even have some little, those little scallop squash over here. So I'm really surprised this is working. I've even got some zucchini right there. And the cucumbers start looking bad, so I pulled that out and I put fresh seeds in. So here we are the next day, and I'm ready to pollinate. And so I just got the pollen ready right here. And I'm just gonna pollinate the female bloom by spreading the pollen all around on the inside of the bloom there, like this. So you see, the job is done. You see where the pollen is on there, so it's all finished. And I have to do that to get a squash. So it is a little bit of a job. This one needs to be pollinated as well. So I'm just going to pull off the bloom and just take this pollen and spread it around the inside over the female bloom, and then I get a squash. So it's worth it though in February to get squash. especially if they don't have any at the store. Okay, I have weeded these guys out. See these weeds here with still nutrients from your little trees that you're trying to grow. So I've got that done, and I made room. Those are dahlias. Those 3 pots are all potted up dahlia tubers that are a surprise. Actually from the Home Depot, a mixed bag of dinner plate. And now I am going to do some pest control. Which you see, we still have these leaf miners. Yeah, I've got to pick all these leaf miner leaves off. And I've slowed down with the fertilizer because I want them to make me tomatoes and not all this green foliage. I want tomatoes. And I'm getting tomatoes. I'm really pleased. These blossoms will soon be tomatoes hanging all over the plant. Look at that one. That one's just, that's actually a cutting that I got from the garden. And look, it's growing all down there. Good gracious. I guess I need to tie some of these up. What's amazing to me is how healthy the foliage is. There's no disease in here. That's amazing. All I have to do is pick off the, I don't want to support leaf miners, so I'm picking those off and throwing those in the garbage. But other than that, these are doing fantastic. That's what I'm going to get. That's the red currant tomatoes right there. I'm going to get a ton of those. So excited about that. Can't wait. Well, this is the next day, bright and sunny, but we're getting down in the 20s at night, so I'm going to have to cover the cabbage for a few days. That's my romaine lettuce. It's doing fine. The tulips are up, so this is cool. Yay, the tulips are up. As you can see today, I've only got one side of it open, and then I've got that side open. Just one corner of it open, and it's staying steady about 80 in here, which is excellent. So imagine that, like it's in the 50s right now. Well, it's 48, like 48 degrees, ranging 48 to about 53 during the day, and it's still like 80 in here. Like I don't even need the heat or the fan right now. So just with opening that, and if I close it up, probably would get hot in here. So the heater just kicked on. So, and that's fine. I'm probably going to be closing this really soon. It seems to be working though. I'm going to let it go. It's just the way I've set it is working. So I'm definitely not going to mess with it. Got a good thing going. Oh, here it is. It's all quiet in here except for the distant traffic. Nothing's on. But earlier I pollinated the squash. Definitely want those for a stir fry later on. Gonna have to wait you know, maybe 5 to 7 days for that. So aren't these cute? I love these little scallop squash. Well, it's February 6th. We got them pruned and supported. I'm really looking forward to all these little tomatoes I've got coming. And I put some more wire up to support them and gave them a little light pruning and got rid of the leaf miner, damaged leaves. Now I'm just going to wait on my squash that I pollinated. And looks like that little vine is coming along with a little tomato on it. And got some blooms coming on the hibiscus that I'll be pollinating really soon, so I'll update that later. So here we go. It's looking good.